Alright, this is our new Bike for All's mascot. His name is George. He's a cute little guy. Doesn't really talk much. But this is going to be our first video vlog, and we're just going to update everybody about what's happened on the ride so far. So I got Austin and Lanter here with me. He's one of our drivers. He drives the support vehicle, and so he's going to tell us a little bit about our ride up here. So Austin, how was our 17-hour drive?
It was really long. The first day we drove for about 10 hours, and we went to the University of Wisconsin. And so I thought it was really good to see, Wisconsin instead of that. Going through Indiana sucked. Going through Illinois sucked. The tolls sucked. But, finally we got to Wisconsin, and I thought it was, a better sight to see. And then we got to see the Fiji house that night. It had a great view of the lake. Huge house, so that was nice. And we stayed on the campus of the University of Wisconsin that night. And that was kind of fun because, we technically weren't supposed to be there, but we had some guys camping, we had some guys in hammocks, and then Jonathan and I slept in our cars, so that was a good time. And we drove probably about 7 or 8 hours yesterday and got to International Falls, Minnesota, so that's where we are right now.
Yeah, it got pretty cold that first night in Madison, but with the tolls that Austin started talking about, the car was fine. I think y'all had to pay like $3 was your highest toll.
The most we had to pay for a toll was like $3, but the truck, since it was pulling the trailer, they dropped like, what, $13 or $15?
We dropped $16 on one toll alone. Yeah. I think we probably spent around close to $30 on tolls. But, all right, so Austin touched a little bit about our first night staying with the Fijis at Madison, University of Wisconsin. And their house was really nice. And then now we're at Faith United Church.
Right.
And so tell us a little about International Falls, Minnesota, and about the community here.
We got to drive, Jonathan and I got to drive around International Falls today while the guys were out riding. And, we were able to go down to a state park here, so that was really nice to see. And we also were able to go to a lake. And so, it was really nice to just kind of sightsee. And Canada is really close. It's literally like 2 miles away, so I think we're going to try to go there tomorrow. But, it's a nice little town, and everyone here has been so friendly. The people here at this church have been awesome. They had baked goods for us when we got here, so I was happy about that. And, just everyone we've encountered has been so nice so far, so that's definitely a plus.
All right, now Austin's going to ask me a few questions about our training ride today, so I'll move the camera over there a little bit.
All right, so, first day training up in Minnesota, how did that go?
The first day of training today, it started out really flat, and then the closer we got to the national park, it got a little bit hilly at times, but it was a lot of fun. It wasn't anything too tiring, and there was a lot of S-turns that went around these lakes, and so we got a pretty cool view of just the scenery up here in northern Minnesota. And it was really cool to see a different part of the country because I've never been up this far north before.
Jonathan and I were actually driving around, and we actually passed the guys, and we saw that Will and Tripp were kind of hanging back. Just tell us what happened, man. We don't know what. Yeah. We just saw them just hanging back from the rest of the group. Yeah,
Tripp and I were in the back of the pace line, and Tripp was behind me, and I heard this loud noise from his bike. And so I turned around, and he was hopping off of his bike, and I was freaking out like, oh gosh, what happened? And so I tried to yell up forward for everyone to stop. And they didn't hear me at first, so I turned around and went back, and it turned out that Tripp lost a water bottle, and it had shattered in the middle of the road. And so that was funny. We got a little far behind, but, luckily our support vehicle was there to make sure we were okay.
What's been your favorite part about the trip so far?
Favorite part about the trip, the ride today was absolutely beautiful. The weather was perfect. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold. It rained a little bit this morning, but it cleared up for the ride. And then I finally got to get a haircut and get all that long hair off my head, and it feels so much better now. It feels great to have a helmet on finally. And we also got to take our first shower of the trip today after 3 days of not showering, and that was heavenly. I went down to the community college, and the ladies there, we thought they knew we were coming, but when we showed up, they had no clue who we were. And they still let us shower there, so thank you to them. We'll probably bring them some pancakes or something.
Sure.
But, yeah, it's been a really nice town. Like Austin said, we're going to try to check out Canada tomorrow, but everyone here has been very receptive, and we'll hopefully be in the newspaper this weekend. They interviewed us. So.
All right, let's move to George Michael, see if he has to say anything. George Michael, you got anything to say? Oh, he's coming out a little bit. That's a plus. That's a first.
All right. Hey, my name's George. I'm a turtle.
George is going to be with us as we go across America.
Yeah. All right. That's our first blog post, and be on the lookout for more. Thanks, guys.